It's LBI Region Report time, and Lori, we are just getting into it as we get into, we're right at the official start of summer.
Sure. We've been all about summer since January, so we're here for it.
Yeah.
But also, we do have a great event coming up. Our last Women of the Business for until the fall actually is happening at Manasquan Bank at the Manahawkin branch on June 23rd at 5 p.m. This is an evening event. You do have to register with the chamber at 609-494-7211. And this branch is located on Route 72 East. We're going to be there from 5 to 6:30 p.m. And the evening includes networking, refreshments, and a very important discussion on financial fraud prevention. And this is a growing concern for businesses of all sizes. So really understanding the fraud trends, the protective measures, and just sharing the information to really safeguard the regional economy. But of course, this Women in Business program has been over a decade of Southern Ocean County Chamber really bringing peers together to collaborate and build a stronger business community. It is free to members. So again, you could go to visitlbiregion.com or you can call our office and register. So hope to see you there. It's going to be a great night. And we also have a fantastic guest. Of course, we're talking about getting ready for summer, so it's always busy. But this gentleman is busy all year round as well. So we're happy to welcome this morning Community Policing Officer Anthony Vincent. He's with Stafford Township Police Department. So how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I really feel honored to be on the Chamber of Commerce's podcast. You guys are an excellent hub for all the businesses in town and in the county. I might be just a little partial towards Stafford.
Yeah, of course. Well, our office is in Stafford, so we're a little partial too, I guess, right? We're really excited, and I want to just introduce you, and of course, talk about your role as a community policing officer with the Stafford Township Police Department. So maybe explain to our audience what it is that your duties include.
Quite a few things. Everything patrol officers don't want to do. So I was a patrol officer for 8 years. I've been in the community policing role for about 3. In a nutshell, it's just about partnerships with our youth, with the school districts. We pride ourselves on having great partnerships with the school districts, both Stafford, Southern, and our private schools as well, St. Mary's and Lighthouse Christian Academy. We also meet with all of our civic association groups, and all different community organizations. Our unit was actually part of 103 community events last year.
Wow.
We're trying to up that number this year. We'll see if we can do that. So if any businesses want us to come and show up, and we'll hand out swag items and hang out, we'd love to be part of their special day.
Yeah, well, I think really relationships is, I guess, at the core. And so how do you feel, community policing and local businesses and nonprofits can work together?
This is important. So first and foremost, we want to know who has businesses in our town and what nonprofits are in our town. And that really starts with a simple notification form that we have on our website. Basically, there's a business sign-up form. They can let us know who the owner is. They can let us know who the key holders are. They can let us know exactly their business hours when they're open. And something we also offer, we have officers that are trained in basically risk assessments of certain buildings and even special events. They could call us. We'll schedule a time and date with them, and we'd love to have them come out. They could check their camera positioning. They might be able to look at their emergency procedures with their managers or their employees and go over and see which ones make sense, maybe which ones should be changed just a little bit to keep everybody safer. And even we've had sometimes we even suggest physical barriers in front of certain stores.
Sure.
It might be a concrete planter. It might people don't even realize that those could be great physical barriers towards a large gathering place. So we might have different eyes for the business that are good to that would be good for us to come visit and check.
So we certainly encourage businesses, and again, as you mentioned, emergency contact information, key holder information, alarm company information, and again, God forbid you need to get in touch with somebody after hours for some reason or another to make sure that it's registered with your office,
When it's
your
3
department.
a.m. and there's a water leak, or we see somebody in a building and we're not sure if they're supposed to be there, it's usually not the best time to realize we don't have any
Yeah.
contact information for those businesses.
Yeah, so just giving a heads up to say, hey, listen, we run all evening long, or we run different hours depending on our situation. So I mean that's important. And I know the other thing that you probably could add a lot to the discussion about is security cameras, because that's something that now I know there's Ring and there's Blink and there's more, should we say, residential ones, but businesses that could really be a loss, a great loss of merchandise
So,
or valuable information.
yeah, there's a couple issues we come across when we're looking at surveillance footage. One is camera positioning.
Hmm.
Uh, Camera's facing down or wasn't properly fastened, and we can't see what's going on. That doesn't help. That goes with keeping them cleanly. There might be a spider web on them.
Right.
Uh, there might just be blurry from different weather that we've had. So those are really important things, keeping them clean, keeping the angles proper, having good exterior lighting. Sometimes the cameras don't really have great night vision. So if somebody was burglarizing at night and there's no lighting, it's hard for us to see. And also knowing how long that footage is stored. So sometimes people have it set where it's only stored for 24 hours.
Right.
And by the time we go to look for the camera footage, that system already deleted it. So we recommend like 30 to 60 days at least in
Hmm.
that camera footage storage before, so we could take it out and process it. And we do have a couple officers here who are trained on how to even enhance that footage to see things better.
So definitely, recommending not just the security, maybe the type of cameras, but also where to put them and how to really maintain them, which
Yeah,
is a little
if the
different
business
than,
has the money, it's worth it
yeah,
to spend it.
yeah. I mean, the cost of doing business, it's part of that. So I guess, when business owners or employees maybe have a little bit of concern, maybe there's something around their place of business, maybe it's something about a strange activity. Do you suggest that they reach out to you specifically to just, maybe vet it?
We would love if they reached out to us to vet it. Sometimes people are hesitant to call us, uh, but if you see something, say something. I know
Hmm.
that was harped on in the last Chamber of Commerce meeting I was honored to be a part of, but we'd rather go to 1,000 calls and they all turn out to be nothing than somebody not call for that one that turns out to be something.
Yeah.
Business owners, they know best. They know what their uh, clientele, what normal behavior is. So if they see anything abnormal, please give us a call. And especially if there's irate customers or
Hmm.
unruly customers, and we'd be more than happy to help them out with that.
Yeah, and you know how our population does tend to swell over the next few weeks, right? And the people are coming down. We have visitors, we have relatives visiting friends and family, and things get to be a little bit more chaotic. And certainly, businesses can use support at critical times like that, for sure.
Yeah.
So, what type of business related concerns do you think are the most common in Stafford?
Shoplifting,
Hmm.
uh, is common. We are a very accessible area. We have Route 9 running through town. We are very easy to get on and off the parkway from. So if you could have people there, that's the best. Actual physical security, asset protection. Some of the smaller shops, I know that might not be able to be feasible with their budget, but any way that you could show that you care about your merchandise and that you're not really going to tolerate shoplifting. It might be signs, it might be displaying a really big camera right at the front so
Right.
they can smile on their way out if they are stealing. Um, those are some really big concerns that we see. And then also, we've been really fortunate. Businesses have caught on recently, but our residents have been getting scammed a lot.
Mm,
And it happens from different organizations all over, not even our area, but all over the world. We're finding these scams from. They might call and say they're the police. They might call and say they're the government.
yeah.
They might call and say a family member is in danger, and if you don't give them $10,000 right now, and that family member might be in jail forever in a foreign country. Um, Anytime there's a sense of urgency created from a customer to the business manager, they need to take a deep breath, slow down, and if anything is fishy, they could call us. Recently, I think we've stopped 3 or 4 scams where the business owners were able to identify that that person was being scammed.
Oh, great.
So we've been really fortunate with that. I'd like to think it's from all of our community policing scam presentations we do, but I just think people are getting a little bit smarter.
Yeah, well, there's certainly a lot more than than the average scam because now people are connected in so many different places and ways that their information is out there. So it's important that they understand that there's other people out there that have some tools that might be able to assist them. But you had mentioned that there was a way for businesses to have, maybe some of the officers come through and do some assessments. What's
Right.
the proper channels to arrange that?
Sure. So they could email community policing at staffordpdnj.gov. And if they shoot me an email or just ask for Officer Vincent, leave me a voicemail, whatever it may be, we'll make sure we set something up in a short time frame.
Yeah, I mean, and again, just making time to meet and having that walkthrough, especially if it's a new business, a new expanded business, and you have employees that might be there alone, checking. I'm sure you point out things that the average person wouldn't think about because they're so busy planning what's going on in the store or in the restaurant, not necessarily being able to think about how flow might affect their customers or their employees.
Yep, they're
So
doing their job, and we'd be happy to do ours to help
yeah,
them.
yeah, that's important. I mean,
Soon.
it takes a lot of time and energy and financial commitment to create small business, right? And anywhere, but certainly, we really have micro businesses by us. We have mom and pop shops, and we want to make sure they're successful. So use the tools that are provided. And if you're opening a business in Stafford, certainly reach out to the police department to Officer Vincent and make just an appointment or even just a run through about some things that might be concerning or that you just want to get a second opinion on, even because those recommendations really can help make break a business if you have those concerns. So you also mentioned about events. Do you have any sort of procedures for if maybe a school or a festival or a fundraiser that might attract a larger group or might need, some sort of planning? Do you help with that as well if it's indoor or outdoor?
I do help with event planning. Usually, if it's school-based, I
Hmm.
know about it pretty quickly. But businesses sometimes will have very large events without giving us a heads up, and it's not a requirement or anything like that. But it doesn't hurt to give us a heads up and say, "Hey, we're planning on having 1,000 to 2,000 people for maybe a sidewalk sale or a large fundraiser," and we might be able to just give them suggestions based on traffic. Everyone loves traffic in Stafford in the summer. But traffic, security measures, uh, if it gets to the point where it's a super large scale event, they could also hire officers off duty to help them assist with security and traffic. We do that multiple times a year. So it doesn't hurt to give us a call and at the very minimum, an email. Hey, we're having this many people, and then I could let the patrol officers who are working that shift know that something is going on that they
Yeah, to
don't
be
find out.
aware. Right, right. It makes things a lot easier if everybody is connected. And that leads to another great point is what are the best ways for businesses and residents to stay connected with your department and, maybe get those emergency notifications or updates.
Perfect. So, my unit runs the social media. So we have Facebook and Instagram. Everything we put goes to both of those. Anytime we'll have an important notification, it will go on our social media. If somebody doesn't have social media, they could actually sign up for a text message system that we use called Code Red.
Oh, great.
Uh, it's really simple to sign up. You text the word Stafford NJ to the number 24639. Once you send that text, you're signed up. So if there's any really important information regarding a storm or a gas leak or a weather event, whatever it may be, it'll go on a text to your phone. It'll also be on our social media. So those I would say are the easiest ways to keep in touch with what's going on.
And we certainly encourage, again, not only residents and businesses, second homeowners, please, as you come down and as you plan, it's a great way to stay connected, with the police department. So if you have concerns, instead of maybe, going on Facebook and asking questions, you can directly ask questions to the source and get that information. So you have, a trusted answer. And again, basically, tell us a little bit what you feel is just the final takeaway for, public safety.
Final takeaway is that we're here to help. The police department is open to all questions, concerns, and even suggestions. That we'd like to think we're omnipresent and that we're everywhere, and we'd like to give that impression for sure. But there are things we can miss, and we'd love if the public keeps us informed. We'd love if businesses let us know what's going on. We do try our best. I'm part of every Stafford NJ Facebook group there is to see what the trends are that people are having issues with. But if we are missing something, please call us. And like I said, if a business is having any kind of event, we'd be more than happy to have our community policing unit there. So
you can't be too careful. You can't be too careful when you're planning events, when you're planning your business, when again, even if you have a shore home or you're going away somewhere for a long period of time, if you have questions, definitely connect with Stafford Township Police, because they'll be able to give you the best information that's available.
That's right.
So we appreciate that. We appreciate your time, and we wish you a very safe summer. I know it's going to be busy, and with America's 250th, we're really expecting a lot of people coming through. And so just, thank you so much for keeping everybody safe, and please, stay safe yourself.
Thank you so much. Have a great summer, and I'll see you guys at the next event.
Thank you. So, yeah, it's really important, again, that people stay connected with trusted resources. We talk about fraud. We mentioned about the Women in Business coming up. They're going to be talking about banking fraud. And, Officer Vincent talks about the scams that can hit residents unaware, coming to your phone, coming to your email.
And it looks innocent.
And it looks like,
looks official.
And we've gotten a lot of calls, too. When people are on vacation and they get something, they react differently. Yeah. They feel like, oh, this is something I need to handle before I get back. And before you know it, you have information that should not have left, shouldn't have left your place, But we do have other things to talk about, too. Again, it's lots of changes going on. New Jersey adopted the New Jersey PAC Real Coastal Regulations, and we had a very long presentation in January. Those rules are now being made. I guess they're giving an extension before those rules become officially adopted. It's now July 2027. So we had been told that all these, and again, you could go to visit LBIRegion.com, or you could go to the New Jersey DEP, and you could find out about these new regulations and how it affects local property, specifically in flood zones, which is a lot of our coastal properties. So there is a lot of new regulations. This is all part of New Jersey protecting against climate threats, resilient environments and landscapes, the real rules. And we did speak about it. It is supposed to go into effect in 2026. Now there's been a reprieve and an extension until 2027. Wow. So we just wanted to make sure that information is shared. And we also want to make sure that businesses, as well as individuals that might be considered independent contracts, know that the rules for independent contractors are going to change effective October 1st. Governor Sherrill adopted a new ABC test for independent contractors. Now, ABC regulations have always been around, but the new rules are designed to clarify when a worker is an employee versus an independent contractor. And this really is going to be a three-pronged test. And these conditions are really the worker is free from control, performs work outside the company's usual business, and operates as an independently established business. The new rules refine these standards. And there's a whole information set right on visitlbiregion.com. If you go to our news, it explains the ABC test. It links it to the state site. It talks about the key changes, the clearer definitions, the expanded examples, the alignment across multiple agencies. This is, again, Department of Labor and Division of Taxation, as well as the unemployment insurance. There is going to be stronger enforcement mechanisms, including increased penalty for misclassification and record-keeping requirement. So this affects small businesses. It affects large employers, gig economy platforms, professional services, construction, transportation, retail, hospitality, home care, as well as any business using freelance contractors or 1099 workers. So everything that you need to do before October 1st is on the Southern Ocean County Chamber website, as well as links to all what the Department of Labor has, misclassification page, as well as the new worksheet. So we encourage everybody, if you think it doesn't apply to you and you are an employer that handles maybe consultants or contractors, or you yourself work for a consultant or a contractor, just take a look at it. Visit LBIRegion.com. It explains it, it breaks it down. And it's very important, that we keep on top of all these rules and regulations that the state has, because we want to make sure that everybody has the equitable knowledge, to have a successful business. So thank you so much for checking out the website, for listening to us, this wonderful June, and have a safe and wonderful week.
And make sure you look for our show as a podcast. You can find us wherever podcasts are found, or look for us on YouTube.